Captain Reed watched the main screen with tired eyes. The small control room of New Haven's defense center had become his home for the past month. Sleep came rarely now, and when it did, nightmares followed. The orbital scans showed what everyone feared. The swarm was coming. Just 3 years ago, New Haven had been called the jewel of the Orion Arm. The colony thrived with 40,000 people from 12 different species. Its forests stretched across rolling plains, its oceans sparkled under twin moons, and its cities blended perfectly with the natural world. Now they had 2 weeks before everything would be destroyed. Day 32 of Emergency Broadcast, Communications. Officer Jones said, her fingers dancing across the control panel. Dark circles hung under her eyes, matching Reed's own. Still no response from the Galactic Alliance. Reed nodded, unsurprised. He walked to the large window overlooking the colony's main city. The streets were crowded with people carrying what little they could take with them. The evacuation had started, though everyone knew there weren't enough ships to save them all. "Keep broadcasting," Reed ordered. His voice was flat, emotionless. He had given up hope weeks ago but couldn't let his crew see that. Leaders had to be strong even when the end was certain. Jones looked up from her station. "Sir, do you think anyone is even listening?" The question hung in the air. Reed had asked himself the same thing every day. The Galactic Alliance, the unified government of most advanced species, had never fully accepted humans. Earth was classified as a death world, a planet so dangerous that it produced tough, unpredictable species. Humans were tolerated but not trusted. "Someone is always listening, Jones," Reed finally said. "Whether they care enough to help is another matter." The warning about the swarm had come 3 months earlier. A trading ship had detected strange energy readings at the edge of their sector. 2 weeks later, the first colony went silent. Then, another, and another. The Alliance had sent observers but no military aid. They classified it as a natural migration event, regrettable but not worth intervention. New Haven was too far from the Alliance core worlds to justify the expense of a rescue mission. Officer Parker entered the room, his uniform wrinkled from too many hours on duty. "Sir, Evacuation Group C is ready to depart. That's another 800 people who'll make it out?" Reed nodded. "Good. How many ships do we have left?" "Just 3 colony transports. Maybe enough for another 2,000 people." Parker didn't need to say what that meant. Over 35,000 would be left behind. "Prioritize children and those with critical skills," Reed ordered, hating each word. Playing God wasn't what he signed up for when he became New Haven's security chief. "And make sure we have equal numbers from each species. I won't have anyone claiming humans saved only their own." Though humans made up less than 20% of New Haven's population, Reed knew the rumors already spreading, that human officers were giving preference to their own kind. He had ordered public lotteries for evacuation spots to stop such talk, but fear made people believe the worst. Jones suddenly straightened at her station. "Captain, I'm picking up something on long-range scanners." Reed moved quickly to her side. "The swarm?" "No, sir, it's—" Her voice trailed off as she adjusted the sensors. "Sir, these are ships. Hundreds of them. They just dropped out of FTL at the edge of our system." Reed felt his heart sink. Had the swarm moved faster than they predicted? Were they already out of time? "Put it on the main screen." The large display flickered to life, showing a vast field of stars with hundreds of bright points moving in perfect formation. But these weren't the organic shapes of swarm vessels. These ships were angular, armored, and unmistakably human in design. "That's—" Parker's voice was barely a whisper. "That's an Earth fleet." Reed stared in disbelief. Earth had not built a real military fleet in the 60 years since joining the Galactic Alliance. The Treaty of Sol strictly limited human military vessels to defensive purposes within Earth's own solar system. Yet here they were, warships bearing the blue and green emblem of Earth's United Defense Force. Not exploration vessels, not trade ships, but warships built for one purpose only: How did they even hear us? Jones asked. We're 60 light-years from Earth. Our distress call shouldn't have reached them yet. Reed had no answer. The main screen showed more ships dropping out of FTL, forming a defensive screen around New Haven's planet. He counted at least 300 vessels, many larger than anything the Alliance fielded. Sir, we're receiving a transmission from the Earth fleet, Jones reported, her voice now alive with hope. Audio only. Put it through. A woman's voice, calm and commanding, filled the control room. New Haven Colony, this is Fleet Admiral Walker of the United Defense Force ship Resolute. We received your distress call. Prepare for immediate military assistance and limited evacuation support. Please transmit all data you have on the approaching swarm forces. Reed found his voice at last. This is Captain Reed, New Haven Security. Chief, Admiral Walker, we're grateful for your arrival, but... He hesitated, hardly believing what he was about to ask. What exactly are your intentions? The reply came without hesitation. Our intentions are to fight, Captain Reed. Earth protects its people. Reed exchanged looks with Jones and Parker. None of them had expected this. The Alliance had written off New Haven as a lost cause, yet here was Earth, supposedly a minor power, sending a battle fleet larger than anything they had ever seen. Sir, Parker said quietly, they didn't come to evacuate us. Reed nodded slowly, a strange feeling growing in his chest. It took him a moment to recognize it as something he hadn't felt in weeks. Hope. No, he agreed, watching as the Earth ships moved into combat formation around their world. They came to fight. In the following hours, the colony transformed. Fear gave way to purpose as Earth Marines landed and began setting up defensive positions. Evacuation plans shifted to defense. Preparations. The hopelessness that had gripped New Haven for weeks began to lift. As night fell, Reed stood on the landing pad watching Earth dropships deliver soldiers and equipment. The sky above was filled with the silhouettes of warships, hundreds of them, standing guard over a colony that even their own government had abandoned. Jones joined him, looking up at the stars. Why would Earth risk so much for us? There are only a few thousand humans here. Reed didn't have an answer then. He would learn it in the days to come, as he worked alongside the Earth forces preparing for the swarm's arrival. Humans had evolved. On a world that tried to kill them at every turn, they understood something the rest of the galaxy had forgotten. Sometimes survival meant fighting battles that others deemed hopeless. The Deathworlders had arrived, and they hadn't come to run. Fleet Admiral Walker stood on the bridge of the UDF Resolute, the largest battleship ever built by human hands. The massive vessel stretched nearly 2 kilometers from bow to stern, its hull marked with scars from previous battles. Unlike the sleek artistic ships of the Galactic Alliance, Earth vessels were built for function, not beauty. Walker was a tall woman with short gray hair and eyes that had seen too much war. She studied the holographic display showing New Haven's solar system, her focus on the red mass approaching from the galactic south. The swarm. Time until swarm contact? She asked. Approximately 72 hours, Admiral, replied Tactical Officer Green. He was young for his position, but Walker trusted him. Their current speed suggests they'll reach the colony in just under 3 days. Walker nodded, her face revealing nothing of her thoughts. And the colony's status? Population of 40,000, sir. Mixed species. About 35,000 Galactic Alliance citizens and 5,000 humans. Green hesitated before adding, they've already started evacuations.